What's going on, everybody? It's me, Jason with Buy, Build, Sell, and today we are talking about debt. This is a pretty big topic, and it's something I definitely like to talk about. People definitely hear big players in the game talking about how to leverage debt, how to use debt, how to benefit from debt. Debt is, honestly, it's the most incredible thing in the world, at least to me. So people hear that I'm doing 10, 15, 20 homes at a time. Like I said, 90% of the work that I do is spec development for me or my investors. 10% of the work that I do is usually for clients. So for me, a large portion of what I do has to do with debt. And when people hear you're carrying $30 million in debt, or whatever the number is, I'm making it up. People freak out about that. They're like, whoa, if I had that much money in debt, like what would I be doing? Like, how do I handle that? How do I make those payments? How do I deal with this? How do I deal with that? It's a really nerve-wracking thing, but the truth is that, in my opinion, everyone is built differently. So I'm going to go through with you certain types of behaviors of how people deal with debt and how I deal with it at the end. Kind of try to help you see it differently. Because for me, even though there's a lot going into it, I do believe at the end of the day, it's very beneficial. And if you can figure out how to use it to your advantage, you can figure out how to grow. I will say, first of all, if you get stressed out about dealing with debt, you're the first one to pay down your credit card, you don't buy expensive things because if you have to delay those payments, or if you're dealing with something that you can't necessarily deal with right now, you wait until you have $25,000 to buy a car, as opposed to putting $2,000 down and paying $500 a month, $600 a month for a $25,000 car. Okay, so if you are that type of person, there's nothing wrong with being that kind of person. It might not fit your bill to be using leverage to use growth. It's okay to buy a house in cash and build it with cash and sell it and make your cash back. It's totally fine to do that. You won't be able to grow fast. You will take each step at a time. The way that it kind of works is, let's just say hypothetically you have $1 million, okay? $1 million can actually buy 3 different lots that are all worth $1 million. Or it could buy one, right? You can put 30% down on 3 different lots that are all $1 million each and get those houses, or you can spend $1 million and just buy one. With that $1 million land, maybe you'll make, let's just say, argument's sake, 20%. On $1 million, you'll make $200,000. Or on $1 million, you can make $600,000, which one's gonna make you grow faster? Again, this is not like, hey, you should do this. It's just the way of thinking about debt and how debt can actually help. So yes, $3 million in debt, or not really, it would be more like $2.1 million in debt if you bought 3 of them, right? $2.1 million in debt is going to cost you, let's put a number on it, $20,000 a month, as opposed to 0 if you're using your own money for 1 piece of land. Over a time that you're doing 3 projects and you're going to make, let's just say, fake numbers here, but understand you'll make $600,000 from that $1 million, right? So if it cost you, let's say, $20,000 a month for the $2.1 million you're borrowing, over 1 year, it's going to cost you, let's say, $200,000, $240,000 if we're going to do the math right. But my point is that at the end of that road, you're still up $200,000. Your $1 million buying one land, making you $200,000, is less than if you bought 3 with $1 million, spent money on the money to do it, right? And came back earning 360 or 400. Let's just say it's really 360 in accordance to the math that I'm putting on the board here. But my concept is you made $160,000 more with that $1 million. So that turned into what? 36% as opposed to 20%? Would you say 15% is a big spread? Would you say that it's worth doing that? So you can break that into math and clearly say, without a doubt. No one's going to tell me on the comments below which you should be doing. Let me know in the comments what's going on. Let me know you're here so I can say hi back. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. This is a channel that I'm doing as much effort as I can put into it. I'm trying to put as much effort in, and your support is my motivation to keep on pushing this thing forward. So I do genuinely appreciate you guys being here. That subscribe button, that like button, and of course leaving a comment for me really helps me out. So thank you. My point is that 16%, no one can tell me that 16% is not worth it. It is worth it. We all know it's worth it. My point is that you have to be able to stomach that. So let's take this from my perspective. I actually am that type of person that's very, very close to his money. I don't like to spend it unless I have it. I do pay down my credit cards right away. I never carry personal debt. I always pay back somebody. I don't like the idea of owing somebody money. I'm very on top of paying people that lend me money. So for me, I kind of just I had to step outside of myself and get comfortable with that idea of borrowing. It takes time. It takes a trial. It takes the first time for you to be like, you know what, that really worked out. Or, you know, I took my best step forward and now I kind of get it. I understand it. You know, everything is trial and error. So if you get the opportunity to try it and you're willing to step outside your boundaries and step outside your comfort zone to try to grow, then you know it's going to be perfect for you. The amount of debt that you carry is insignificant to the amount of money that you can make. So whether you're carrying $1 million in debt or $30 million in debt or $100 million in debt, whatever that number is, if you can make that money back, if you can make back money on that money, then what's the problem? You know, you can go back to the whole concept of, which is in the other video that you can see about getting in depth into the numbers. If you can borrow money at 3% and make 6% on it, you're making 3%. Why wouldn't you borrow the money? Doesn't matter what it costs you. Doesn't matter, you know, what it's putting on you in terms of stress. Now, let me take that back for a second, because if it is causing your life to be hurt, you know, there are people who can't handle that kind of stress. It actually affects their body, it affects their mind, it affects their living situation, their sleep, food, all those other things. It's not worth it. Live your life differently. But if you can, or if you want to, or if you're thinking about it and you just needed to rewire your brain a little bit, hopefully this video helps you. Hopefully I can connect to you on some level. Leave me a comment if you have questions, and I'll talk to you soon. Hey guys, how you doing? Jason here. I wanted to remind you to please go ahead, subscribe to the channel, like this video. Make sure some of your friends are watching it too, because that's all it does, is it helps bring that algorithm to someone else's page so they know that this video is something worth watching and that you enjoyed it and that they might enjoy it as well. So if you can, please go ahead, share the love, and thank you very much. Have a great day.